What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. And just like that, true to the name of the show, we took Imperfect Action. We just moved over from IG Live to YouTube Live. And I got my guy Jay over here. And what's amazing about this is I had a guest scheduled for today. The guest had to reschedule last minute. And then Jay's literally filling in. But he had no idea he was going to be on the show today. But I just showed you how things line up, right?
Yep.
So, yo, bro, welcome to the show. I know on IG you told people a little bit of your story and what you have going on. If you wouldn't mind for the YouTube community, quick little recap: who you are, what has happened to your life in the last 15 months, and then we can kind of dig in a little deep on this Airbnb game.
Absolutely. So once again, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you. And things happen for a reason. All right. So
100%,
I'll
100%.
see it and make it happen. But definitely appreciate you for this opportunity. For those of you who have no idea who I am, my name is Jay Dinkins. You can call me Jay Dinkins, also known as Hey Mr. Philly. That's one word. All right. And I am a person that I did everything right. Right. I went to school, got the college degree. I was working two good jobs. But after doing that for about 7 years, I was still time broke and financially broke. Right. Every month I have more month left at the end of my money. Yeah, I know how the money run out and you got like 15 days left. That was happening. And I was looking for something else. I actually got introduced to network marketing, did that for a few years. But in 2020, a lot of things happened. You guys know the pandemic hit. There was a lot of changes going on. And I saw my account start to just go. It was just going low and low and low, 20,000, 15,000. I'm like, I got to do something. And, for me, I'm a person that I'm not afraid to reach out and ask for help. I'm not afraid. I say one of the powerful things that you can do, the most powerful thing that you can do is say, what are you doing? How are you doing that? Right. And I reached out to a good friend who I knew was like a serial entrepreneur. And I said, hey, listen, this is my situation, but I want to do something. I just have no idea what. Now, he started talking about these different things. He was talking about, flipping homes. He was talking about buying cars. He was talking about an ice cream truck business, like everything. But then he said Airbnb. He said, you ever thought about Airbnb? And I said, not really. And then he said, well, here's two things that I like about Airbnb. He said, number one, you can get in at very low cost and you can get into profit really fast. That sounds good, right? Then he said, you don't have to own a property to list and make it and make money on Airbnb. Now, up until that point, I always thought that you actually had to own a house or a condo because every time I stayed in the Airbnb, it was always like a mansion or something like that. So when he told me that, it resonated with me right away. I said it fit exactly what I was looking for because I was in the season of the now. Like I needed things to happen now because for about 16 years I've been pushing, and I said, man, I need things to happen right now, right? So I ended up purchasing the course, and I took the course. I took the information. I watched the course in January 2021. In February, I actually applied for my first 2 units, and we got approved. And we listed those first two units March 4th of 2021, right? Now, I'm just going to fast forward and skip to where we are today. Today, we are 15 months in, right? We currently have 11 units, and Airbnb, we have earned over 400 and something thousand, right? And booked earnings. Of that, Airbnb has actually paid us out over $300,000, like actually hit our account. They still got about over 127,000 that they have to pay us out because with Airbnb, basically when they actually stay, you get paid the day after they stay. So we still got like another 127,000 coming in, and it's just 15 months in, and I want to say this, right? I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying that to impress upon you that it's possible for you. 15 months ago today, I had no idea what I was going to do. I knew nothing about the Airbnb market. I knew nothing about what my life would look like a year later. But today, everything has changed because I seek help, right? Two, I actually invested in myself. When you pay attention. And number three, I took action on the information that I had.
So I got a couple questions for you, and I'm gonna be getting more people into the chat in real time while I'm asking you questions, just so you know. So, a couple questions I have, and then you guys, if you have any questions for Jay, make sure you drop them in the chat. He can answer those questions for you in real time. So one of the questions I have is, you talked about the course. So, was there multiple courses on Airbnb that you were looking at? And then what made you choose the one that you chose at that time, or did you go for the first course that you saw that was an Airbnb course?
Okay, that's cool. Well, the gentleman who actually told me about Airbnb, his wife, actually, her name is Nikki Ferdinand, and she actually, she had like a course up, but she was an affiliate of someone else's course.
Ah, got you.
At first, we thought that it was like that she actually had a course, but she didn't have something of her own at the time. And I was in California. I flew back home, and that same night I flew back home, my fiance says, I told her, I said, listen, man, we're gonna do Airbnb. And she's like, okay. And literally within a few minutes, she's like, your friend Justin has a course. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me call him up, right? And once again, we were just talking about this. People buy things when they know, like, and trust you. So this is a person that I knew that I've done business with for a while. I just didn't know that he had an Airbnb course. So I called him up. I asked him, I said, hey, man, tell me what this is about. What does your course look like? And, he gave me the whole spiel, and I liked the conversation. So we purchased it like right then and there. And I ended up watching it like a month later. Like I bought it, but I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it right away.
Right. I didn't watch it right away. I didn't even know it was in it. And then one night I was, I just purchased the course. One night I'm laying in the bed. It's like 12 o'clock. And I said, you know what? Let me turn this on. We purchased this. Let me turn this on. And let me just see what it's about real quick. And I figured I'd watch a few minutes. And I ended up watching the entire thing. It was just like an hour long. Right. And here's what got me. And here's something that I knew for years. Right. I like it because it was so simple that a 12-year-old could understand it.
The way that he broke it down, or the information about Airbnb?
Both. It was simple. See, sometimes people get caught up in and sounding all like extra. And I tell people, listen, my goal is to say something in a way that you say, I get that. And when I watched it, I said, I understand it. And because I could actually understand the information, I could put it into action. I saw myself being able to be successful in this because it was so simple, right? And so I took that course. It was very simple, and then I applied the information. So although I knew about other Airbnb courses out there, based on the conversation that he had, it was enough for me to make the purchase, right? Just because I knew him, because I trusted him, because I liked him. And then when I watched the information, it was so simple that it was easy for me to actually go put into action.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Another thing that I heard you say was, right, you had applied for your first 2 units. So let's go back on that, like where you were at that time. So when you applied for the units, did you use credit? Did you guys have some money stacked up? And then what made you choose a location for those 2 units?
Perfect. So when I applied, this was at a time where actually my money was going down. And I remember having like $20,000 in the bank, but spending some money right before that. So I may have had like $16,000 left. And I was at a point in my life where I was ready to risk it all. Everybody say risk it all, right?
Risk it all, bro.
Ready to risk it all. I'm like, something got to give. And sometimes, it's not until your back is against the wall that you take action. So sometimes I honestly, and I don't want to disrespect nobody, but a lot of times you get around people who's always patting you in the back saying everything's all right. For me, sometimes I actually want you to struggle. I want you to feel bad. When you go to work and you pissed off that you got to be there, I want you to feel that way. When you pissed off that you can't do certain things for your children, I want you to feel that way, because maybe that will push you into action, which will actually push you into purpose, right? So sometimes it's that. So I was in that season where I was ready to risk it all. So I said, listen, whatever I got, I'm ready to put it in there. So when I took the course, I had the information. Now, here's the crazy thing. The location that I have, which is actually my most profitable location, it happened by mistake in my opinion, but I feel, and I don't push my beliefs on anybody, but I believe God put me there, right?
All right, let's hear about
it. Here's what happened. I fly out to Nashville, and I'm going there to do some meetings for my network marketing company. I took the course, but I'm still, pushing my network marketing company. One of the ladies that was on my team, she said, hey, I got to go to my building real quick. Can we meet there? And I said, yeah, no problem. I'm thinking I'm going to her apartment. No problem. So me and my buddy, we go over there, and she's like taking these beds upstairs. So I was like, let me give you a hand. We help her upstairs. And when we get into the apartment, I'm like, damn, this is beautiful. I'm like, this is really nice. She said, yeah, my guest broke the couch and the bed, so we got to replace it. Now I'm paying attention. I said, what do you mean guest? What do you mean? You got family over? Like, what do you mean guest? She says, oh no, this is my Airbnb. I said, that's crazy. I literally just took an Airbnb
Yo,
course.
that's that's destiny, bro. That's how the universe lines it up. It's like, yo, sign, sign, sign. What you gonna do?
Right. And that's like I said, that's how I always tell people, listen, put it out, put it out in the air. I'm big on that. I put things out into the universe because the universe will respond. So she, she said what she said, and then she said, well, I'm really cool with the property manager. Do you want to meet him? Now, of course, I said, absolutely. Now, in the back of my head, I'm thinking in the course, it said when you go to apply for a unit, have your folder with your documents, dress a certain way. Now, I look decent, but I was just kind of like dressed like how I am right now. I was just kind of dressed down. But in my head, when I went to apply for my first unit, I would have, nice little suit or not suit, but, I would be dressed up,
Yeah.
folder, looking, professional, but listen, I'm like, you know what? Worst case scenario, I'll use this for practice. So I go down, we meet the property manager, and he's like, hey, what's going on? So I start to give him my script, right? I'm like, hey man, my name is Jay Dinkins. I don't even have a name of a company at this point. I'm just like, yeah, I have a company called Luxury Stays. I forgot the name I use. I made up something. And I said, yeah, we basically look to partner with buildings like you in order to provide housing to our business professionals who are in town for a few days. This building came highly recommended by my partner here, and we want to see what you guys had available. I just kind of, I'm like winging it.
That sounds pretty good, bro.
Yeah, I'm winging it. And he's like, yeah, I'm acting like I'm sitting there. And sometimes you got to pretend, right? You got to pretend to be, I'm over here acting like I've been doing this for years.
No. You were presenting yourself as a person that you were becoming.
Exactly. Right. So I was exactly. So so long story short, we sit down. He goes, all right, well, we have about 9 units available right now. Would you like to see them? Absolutely.
He said 9 units. Crazy.
Literally, mind you, I'm there for other business, but I'm like, hey, this is happening. So over the next like hour and a half, we go view like 9 different units. So at the end, I just say, hey man, what do I need to do? And he says, you just need to apply online. Once you apply online, you'll be good. We'll get you going. He knew exactly what I was looking to do. And I came home. So I didn't apply right there. I came home, told my fiance, and we was like, yo, let's do it. Let's apply for 2. And we applied, literally got approved within like 2 days. And we went. Now, let me say this. When we applied, the units at the time, this was at the end of the pandemic, it was like 1,800 and change per for rent per month. And the course that I took, they was like, hey, you want to stay in rents around 1,200. And I always tell people, listen, y'all, it's not about how much money you're going to spend in rent. It's about how much profit you're going to make.
Yes, about
that's a big mistake people make, because if I get an apartment that's $1,200 a month, and let's say I could make $800 in profit, that's cool. But if I spend $2,000 a month and I can make $2,400 in profit, I'm willing to spend the $2,000, right? So it's not really about how much you're going to spend on rent. It's about how much you're going to profit. And that's why I look to teach people the formula to figure out how much they can profit before they actually sign a unit. At the time, I didn't know. At the time, that was my first unit. So I was just taking a chance. And I just said, you know what? Let's take a chance. And that became our most profitable units. Like, I was looking over the numbers that we did this month, and I got 5 units in that building now. The lowest one did 5,200 for the month. And then the next lowest was 69, and then everything else was 7,200 or more for the month. So 5 units, bringing in 7,200. Then we got to pay our expenses. But, in that building alone, that's over 10,000 a month in that one building.
That's super dope that you have, let's just call it a cluster of units in the same building. I know that works well when it comes to the cleaners. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
As far as, they can just go, for 1, 2, 3 units all at the same time and stuff like that. So another question I have for you is, as far as where your mindset was 15 months ago, right? And then also you were still, it sounded like you're still dabbling with the network marketing and stuff like that. What was it about when your boy had told you about Airbnb as an opportunity, and then when you went to Nashville and basically your friend was like, hey, do you want to meet the owner? And you saw the units. What was it that made you lock in? Because you talked about, being in the season, knowing something had to give. Mm-hmm. But what was it about this opportunity, your mindset, and where you were in your life that made you like, you know what? This is it. I'm locking in. So you made that decision. Because my thing is, I got this formula, right? C squared plus D squared equals S, meaning commitment, consistency plus discipline and doing more is equaling success. So what made you lock in at this point, whereas before maybe you wasn't locking in as ferocious, as
Yo,
ferociously.
I promise y'all, this happened. Like I saw it. I came on the show. I wasn't supposed to be in the show because I'm gonna prove his formula right now. No joke. Here's why I took action. In 2020, that's when I was in that point when the things were going backwards for me. And I literally started I said, I got to do something else. And I started watching different podcasts. I just started going to YouTube and just searching different things because I knew I wanted to do something. And I made a commitment. And here's what my commitment. I said, this was in 2020. I said 2021 will be the year of discipline, financial education, and action. Discipline, financial education, and action. I said I will be disciplined, right, in the things that I partake in. Like whatever it is, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to follow it through, right? I said I will engage in financial education. So I would literally just get as much information I can and learn different things. And number 3 is I said I would take action because a lot of times we get these ideas, we get these gems, we learn about these businesses, and we get enamored with the information, but we never go actually take action. And I said, now when something happens, I'm taking action today. I'm not waiting till tomorrow because successful people think today, unsuccessful people think tomorrow. And I said,
Wait, hold up, bro. Hold up, time out. I don't want them to miss that gem right there, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was fire. You said successful people do what and unsuccessful people do what?
Successful people think today and unsuccessful people think tomorrow.
Damn, bro. That was it. Yo, listen, we can start the podcast now. That was enough right there. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Let me not interrupt you. I just had to make sure they heard that, bro.
Nah, for real, man. Yeah, it's important to hear it because these are it's just like little things that change your life. Because I had made that, and I was never a person that did the New Year's resolutions. So I didn't want to. You said the word commitment, right? In your formula. I said I'm not a person to do New Year's resolutions, but I'm gonna make a commitment this year. And I made that commitment. I said these are my commitments for the year. 2021 will be the year of discipline, financial education, and action. So when the opportunity presented itself, I said, listen, man, I said that this was the year of action. So I have the information. I have to take action on it. And that's why I said I was in a season where I was willing to risk it all because I knew, I said, listen, this is it. This is it. Like, what else am I going to do? So that's what made me, when the opportunity came, I was like, you know what? I'm going this. I'm taking action. That's why, because I was at a point where things were going backwards. I made the commitment, and I had to be committed to my commitments.
Yo, that was fire, bro. You're giving so much game right now, and I hope people are really paying attention to the undertone of the stuff that he's sharing. Obviously, he's talking about the Airbnb arbitrage, but there's a lot of mindset and a lot of going on, and then that ferocious commitment to what you want to do, and then sticking to a new formula and a new plan. So we got a question. This one's from Ty. She says, when going into Airbnb, should we be quiet when we get the lease from the landlords, or should we let them know what our intentions are?
I have 11 units, and every single one of them, they know exactly what I'm doing. So no, you should not be quiet because you do not want to run a business looking over your shoulder. Like try to do things so I hope I don't get caught. Like that's just not the way to run a business because then you can't even maximize your profits, right? So we let every single property manager know exactly what we're gonna do. But it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So let me tell you guys this: every single lease that you get before you sign it, if you look at the subletting section, it's going to say you cannot sublet, you cannot put it on Airbnb. It's going to say that. But there's some key words right after that everyone seems to forget. It says, unless given written permission. All the time. You cannot sublet unless given written permission. You cannot post on Airbnb, Verbal, or any sites alike unless given written permission. I focus on unless given written permission, right? Some people focus on you cannot. You cannot, and they go. I focus on I need that permission. So guess what I do? I'm gonna give it to y'all. I hope y'all got a pen. I'm giving y'all this one for free. Here's how I respond. So when I get the lease, before I sign the lease, I know it's gonna happen. So I just skip everything. I go straight to the section. And instead of me calling, because at this point you probably built a relationship with the person that you're filling out an application for, and usually you probably call them. I'm not gonna call them and address this. I'm gonna email them because guess what? The lease is there to protect them. I need something to protect me. So now I'm
100%.
gonna send an email and I'm gonna say, let's say if his name is John. I'm gonna say, hey John, looking over the lease right now. Hope your day is going well. When looking at the subletting section 11.1 line B, it states there's no subletting unless given written permission. I just want to reiterate that based on our initial conversation, the purpose of me pursuing this unit is to operate with our business model. As I stated before, we look to partner with buildings like you in order to provide housing to our clients. They are business professionals like travel nurses, military students, medical personnel who are looking to stay in a place for 2 to 4 nights at a time. Like I said, your place came highly recommended, and we just wanted to know if you had anything available. So if this is still okay, a simple acknowledgement of this email will suffice, and I will gladly get everything signed and sent back over to you.
Yo, that sound. First of all, I don't even have the unit that you're not getting an Airbnb from, and I'm agreeing to that. That sounds like a great. That sounds like a great way to present it for sure.
Yo, and then what happens is, see what I did. I want y'all to catch what I did. Now, the reason I said it exactly is I want you to catch what I did. I said subletting without saying subletting. I said short-term rental without saying the word short-term rental. I said Airbnb without saying Airbnb. So I said it all. I explained. I said we market ourselves online. Airbnb.com. That's online, right? Mm-hmm. So when I say these things, now when I say a simple acknowledgement, now what they're gonna respond? Oh yeah, yes, yes, absolutely, yes. I remember our initial conversation. Yes, everything's the same. Cool. So now going down the line, I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening right now. So in a few days, I gotta fly out to Atlanta because one of our units, they're not gonna renew the lease, right? They said they're ending all the corporate leases, which is fine. But they tried to stop me a few months ago. They said, hey, you cannot have this posted here. And I said, well, if you look at this email, and I sent them the email, and I said, listen, your staff, I was very clear about what I was going to use the unit for with your staff before I signed the lease. The only reason I signed the lease was because he agreed to this. And they had to let me at least finish out my lease. Now, after the lease, if they don't want to, renew it, then that's fine. But I couldn't get in trouble. They couldn't stop me from making my money. So guess what? I end out my lease, and I go ahead and move out.
Yeah. All my other units. So many other units for you to take advantage of.
Yeah. And it's cool because like I have other units. Here's the positive side of that, right? I have units, like I have 5 units and we got 4 units in another building in Texas. And the lady, she calls me, hey, you got some packages in here. You want me to put it in the office because I know you got some guests checking in today. Like they know exactly what we're doing and they help out. See, when you don't tell them, now you're hiding from them. You don't get that help because things will happen. Trust me, things will happen. Yeah. Right. So when the building is on board or the property managers, they will do things like there's times I furnish a whole unit before we even get to the property, and they go on and they put in our packages inside our unit. So when we arrive there for the first day, all of our furniture is in the unit already. All we gotta do is go on and assemble it.
Yeah, and in full transparency, me and my boy, when I was back in Boston, we ran Airbnbs for like 3 years. We had a couple units, and we were that business that Jay's talking about that was hiding behind, and looking out and watching over our shoulders because we didn't have that information you talk about as far as with written permission. We were just like, yo, we about to get this bag. Saying this is a great location. Let's run this Airbnb play. And we ran it 3 years under the radar, but they eventually found out. And then it was harder for us to operate, and then eventually we had to shut down. So, what Jay's saying is 100% true. Be fully transparent and find a location that's going to work with you. Ultimately, I think it would be the best way to go. We got another question. That this one's also for Todd. She's saying, if dealing with a hard money loan, how will we go about accessing the funds if we wanted to use it in with Airbnb?
You mean she said she has the cash, right? What do you mean?
Yeah. So she's saying, I guess, Ty, if you could be a little bit more clear.
She has the cash. You got the cash. You good to go because you don't really need nothing else.
100%. So just making sure Jay answered what you're specifically asking in terms of the hard money loan. Bro, that's crazy, man. So one of the other things you mentioned on live was talking about the other ways to make money outside of the traditional just somebody staying with you get paid through Airbnb. Like you talked about, obviously, profiting on, I guess, destroying property or breaking property. So that's a great way to profit. What other ways can people look forward to or think about profiting on a unit if they're not already doing that?
Yo, there's so many ways you can make money. I'm gonna give y'all one, And this play, you're gonna make at least an extra $500 a month. I would say, let's say $300 to $500 a month.
That's
I make
crazy.
an extra $500 per
So
month.
so an extra 3 to 5 consistently, like monthly?
Every single month.
Nah, bro, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you how I make an extra consistently. Like, this is me. I don't do, listen, if y'all ever hear me talk, I don't do no sexy talk. I'm gonna give it to you exactly what it is, right? I make an extra $500 plus per month per unit consistently. So I got
that's like an extra 6,000.
Yep.
A year per unit.
A month. I know automatically off of this one thing I'm about to share with y'all. So I hope y'all ready. So we're gonna talk about the cleaners. The cleaners is like the most important part of your business. Now, when you go get an Airbnb, you're going to make money off of the nightly rates. That's what most people think. All right, I'm gonna charge a nightly rate. This is what I'm gonna make. But you are also able to charge different fees. Now, one of the fees that almost every single host charges is a cleaning fee. So that's basically a fee that we're going to use to get the unit cleaned and prepared for you, right? Now, you can charge whatever price cleaning fee you want. Now, for most of our units, we charge $100, right? Just to give it to you. So I'm charging the guests. They're going to pay, even if they stay 10 nights, they're still going to pay just $100. They stay 2 nights, $100. If they stay 1 night, they're going to pay $100, right? Just for one-time cleaning fee of $100. Now I got to pay my cleaners. So now I look for cleaners who are going to charge me as far away from $100 as possible. So if I get them to agree to accept $50 per cleaning, I'm good. Because guess what? I'll charge the guests $100. Out of that $100, I'll pay them $50.
Yep.
Right? Now our units consistently across the board, we average 10 to 12 bookings per month, sometimes a little bit more. But let's just go with 10. Every single unit, we do at least 10 bookings every single month. So that's 10 times I'm going to charge $100. That's $1,000. I got to pay my cleaners 10 times 50. That's $500. I'm left with another $500 per month per unit. We do that consistently across the board. Now, here's why we've been able to keep it at $500, because some of our guests, some of our units we charge $100 because we pay our cleaners $50. But then there's some units that our cleaners charge us $70. So guess what? We just bump up the cleaning fee a little more, so it can max out. So we know that we're making that extra $50. So we look forward to, like, we can predict that every single month, we know we bringing in $5,500 from cleaning alone. Now, if you right now watching, if you was just bringing in an extra $5,500 per month, what would that do for you?
For sure.
Just $5,500. Like, we're not even talking about the money we making off of the nightly rate. That's just off of the cleaners.
Yo, and listen, me and my guy, we were running this play very similar to what you're saying, but we wasn't maxing out the cleaning rate. So what happened was, like, we would probably get, I think the clean fee was like $65, $70. So I would negotiate it down to like 55, but then we would charge like 75, 80, you know what I'm saying? So we would get that margin, but it wasn't that consistent 500 just because we wasn't looking at it that way, right? We would get a couple extra dollars, but we wasn't like, yo, let's just charge 100 and then boom. So, and our joint was booked out, like, because it was in a great part of Boston, it was booked out like 15 to 20 times a month. You know what I'm saying? So,
see, there's a few things that happen. I'm gonna give it to y'all. There's a few. Yeah, but let me talk about that last thing. You said you was booked 15 to 20 days.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to look to get booked 20 to 25 days or more. Like, our units, we do like 28 days to 30 days a month. We rarely have any, and this is any month. Y'all can check me on this anytime. Hey, Ralph, send me Airbnb number 3, month 7. I'll send it to you. I guarantee you 28 days or more booked, right? Because we teach people strategies to keep their units booked every day. But here's what allows you to charge the cleaning fees, like charge higher cleaning fees to get your units booked every day. Here's what most people overlook. It's the reviews.
Yeah.
The key is getting a good review. See, when people go to book, they're looking for those reviews. And when they look at the reviews, if you have great reviews, they're going to want to stay at your place. In fact, they are willing to pay more just because of your good reviews. So now, even though they say, oh man, their cleaning fee is $120, everybody else's is $100. They say, you know what? We're going to pay a little extra $20 because guess what? Based on the reviews, this is the place to stay. All right. That's just one. There's other things that you can do to make sure. So we position ourselves to be able to charge what we charge, to be able to make that little extra money, to be able to make sure that we're going to get booked every day because we know people want our unit.
100%. So, yo, before we wind down, Ty was a little bit more clear on the question. So I'm going to ask you. And then after that, I want people to know where they can find you and what you currently have available. So if they're looking to level up or work with you a little bit more closer, how they can be able to do that. Sure. So I was asking, she wanted to get cash from a hard money lender. So her question was, what would you tell them Should I just say I just want to rent out apartments and make them into Airbnbs? Like have you ran into someone like that that's looking to kind of pull money from a private space as far as like how would they position it?
Yeah, no, I have not. So I'll only answer what I know. So I have not ran into that situation. But what I do know, what I can tell you is that may seem like a high risk, like a risky kind of investment. So I don't know if I would say that to them. I don't know if I would say I'm looking to go put some money to rent properties to rent to hopefully I can pay your money back. Um, I don't have any suggestions, and this is just general. Honestly, I would say do whatever it takes to actually get access to the money. I can't give you that answer though, as far as I don't know if you have any ideas for that, but I would
I mean,
definitely
what I
not
would
say.
say is, yeah, what I would say is number one, I would get a course, right? So, no, I mean, I'm just putting myself in her shoes. I would get a course on that specific topic if this is what I wanted to do. I would get the mentorship. If I don't get the course, I would get the mentorship. I would follow it to a T. I would do exactly what Jay said. Do the calculations on a unit. So if you feel like okay, I'm gonna get access to let's say 10 grand, right? And I got 90 days to pay it back, 100 days, 120 days to pay it back, whatever the case may be. And I'm projecting that the unit's gonna pay me, pay out X, Y, and Z. I would do those calculations first to see if it even makes sense. Because if you're taking hard money, the percentage rate that you need to pay the money back is going to be much higher than if you got it from a bank. So I'll definitely look into that. But I would look into other ways too, because the hard money may be, you may just pay more to get the money. So if you could get it from other places, even if you crowdsource and get it from a couple of friends, family members, that might be a better like way to go about it. But if you only can get it from that, if that's the sort, I would definitely make sure that the ROI that you're going to get for that particular unit it definitely matches up. Because at the end of the day, you got to make a play. And if you're going to pay a little bit more to get the money, that's cool. But you have to know that once you have this money, what you're going to do with it so you can give that return back. So that's probably how I would look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, Jay. So, where can they find you? How can they tap in? Programs, courses, mentorships. How can they work with you closely?
Yeah, for sure, man. And once again, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll tell you guys how to tap on me easily is on Instagram. So that's my actually screen name at the J Dinkins. That's at THEJ. Let me see. Yep, at THEJDINKINS. I wanted to make sure that was actually spelled correctly. You can tap in with me there. The crazy thing is I'm actually doing a 5-day. I'm doing a 5-day mentorship challenge, right? And that's going to be starting next week. I was only doing it. I wanted to do it for just 5 people to make it private. But if it's there like 2 more people, I'll let you in, right? If you just send me a DM and you ask me about that 5 days, over that 5 days, what I'm going to be doing really quickly is I was able to go from basically having like $18,000 left to making just about $300,000 in 8 months. And I'm literally going to give you step by step how I did that. Within that 2 of those days, I'm literally going over the Airbnb process, like from A to Z, giving you all the hacks, giving you all the tricks. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. I'm doing that in 5 days. Now, for that, I wanted to make it private so I can really connect with the people. So I said 5. I'll take 2 more. So if you guys,
How much is it, bro?
Huh?
How much is it?
So with this one, it's actually $7.99. And I actually throw in because I want you to have continuous. I want to do this to really help people. So you can have continuous education. I throw in my digital mentorship. My digital mentorship right now is $1,000. So you get literally you paying $800, but you're getting $1,000 product for free, literally thrown in there.
I mean,
And
you're really getting like almost 2,000 because the course, I mean, you're doing the challenge, and then they get access to the course. So they're really getting close to $2,000 worth of value for 800.
Yep. Absolutely. So I came back and I said, I was talking on live and I said, I want to do something for the people. So I did that. I wanted to connect with just like a few people. That's me, giving back. And then I'm actually giving them that mentorship. So that's one way. Now, if you also just want to tap in with the mentorship, it is $1,000, right? It's $1,000 that you grab. But with that mentorship, you're going to have access to a bunch of Airbnb stuff. So you have my Airbnb course in there. You have a 5-day Airbnb boot camp. You have Airbnb week where I took 4 days and I broke down the programs. One of my good friends, Nikki, who I talked about at the beginning, she actually has her Airbnb program on there, how to make $1 million on Airbnb. And then we have other stuff like Turo, trucking, taxes, digital marketing, affiliate marketing. So in that, you're not only going to learn about Airbnb, but you can learn about everything, and you always have access. It's a one-time fee, and every single time we do our different specialty calls, you have access to it. So you pay one time, and you literally have access to for life. And then last but not least is the highest level, which is our Insiders Club, where you have direct access to me, where we have like those one-on-one mentorships and those calls. That I think I have like 2 more spaces for this month. Right, it's going to show that you can't even purchase it right now, so you literally have to DM me, and I'll look out just because you guys came through here. If you come, I'll give you guys at least like I'll give you like a $1,500 discount just for hopping on here.
Listen, we're gonna put all of that in the caption below. I'm gonna get with Jay so I can make sure I have that information. I'm gonna drop it in the caption because he actually was not scheduled to be on, but he came on, took imperfect action, both of us, to provide you guys with this value. And we want to make sure if you do want to move forward, either the challenge, the mentorship, or the course, that you have those opportunities. So that information will be in the caption below. So make sure you lock in. Follow my guy at the J Dinkins on Instagram. And he gives you so much game on Airbnb and wealth creation using this asset that if this is something that you're interested in, you definitely have to tap in, bro. So I appreciate you being available, blessing us with your time, man, coming on the show. Look forward to building with you, obviously, in general. And
Yes,
thanks a lot for making the time to come on.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Everybody take care.
100%. We will see you guys tomorrow on another episode of the Imperfect Action Show, where we'll have another guest and giving you continuous value. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also below, it's not even announced yet, but I'm going to let you guys know. I'm holding the Nothing Moves Till You Move Mastermind 2-day event in Los Angeles. If you are interested, it's August 19th and 20th. What we're doing is super early bird tickets. What does this mean? That means it's not even out yet. So if you take imperfect action and grab a ticket before the website's out, before the funnel's out, you're going to get a special discount on each of the tier prices. We got general admission, we got the super VIP, and we got the elite. So if you grab one of these tickets, it will be below in the caption. You're going to take advantage of a discount before the public even knows. So I would take advantage of that. 2 days in Los Angeles, we're going to be going ham. I'm going to bring on some amazing people. And listen, you're going to get to it. So you definitely don't want to miss that. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Jay, again, thank you. And we will connect soon, bro.
Yes, sir. Take care.
All right, peace.